Welcome back to another episode of Trapped Offside. We have everyone looking fresh out here. Kunaal with a new haircut. SHEGZ in the Black Panther hoodie.
Come on.
Okay.
Let's go.
And we have a lot to cover since our last, I think we did an early episode last week. So we have like 3 United games to cover, 2 Arsenal games, a Chelsea game. There's also the Champions League draw tomorrow. That would be a good discussion too.
We only have 1 Arsenal game to cover. Just one.
At first, I thought you were referring to UCL, but I was like, "Yo, is this guy aware of what's going on?"
What year?
Are you guys still in any cup games?
Who, Arsenal?
Yeah. Arsenal, yeah. Are they in any cups? FA Cup?
Just FA Cup, and then.
Oh yeah, Carabao. Who did they lose to? Southampton or someone?
I can't remember. I don't count those cups though.
Yeah, it was
FA Cup.
Oh, you don't count the cups? Oh, get out of here, man! I get so much about FA Cup. We got more trophies.
They only count the FA Cups. They don't count the others.
Yeah, okay. We only count the ones we win, bro. That's all we do.
But yeah, we can start with Arsenal, man, because Kunaal, it's been an up and down week, I think you would say for yourself. The first game,
season.
The Everton unexpected for you guys.
It wasn't unexpected for me. We didn't unfortunately go over the scores previously, but I feel like Arsenal has been incredibly up and down, as you said, and for whatever reason, we used to start games really well, but it seems like since playing United, we started that game well too, and then we just went on a really, really, really bad set of form. And against Everton, we were lucky to be up 1 at the half. They were peppering us. We weren't taking our chances. And there were so many opportunities for how many offside goals did they get that were
Rich Marlison. Rich Marlison.
But that was a mad finish to win the game, though.
That was an incredible finish. I was like, I can't even watch after this. But no, he was maybe a hair offside on 2 different occasions, and the team was still no, let's just let them keep pressing. I don't understand why this team just once they get a goal sits back. They're like, no, just come on, come here, just keep peppering us. It makes no sense to me. I don't understand that. I don't know if it's a direction from Arteta, because I do see him on the sidelines yelling at the players, get back in line, or attack. So I see that happening, but then we had a fairly, I wouldn't say experienced team, but we brought back Tierney into the starting lineup, and we had a little more of an experienced team. So I'm shocked that they didn't.
You're on mute, Maranol. You're on mute.
Yo, quick one, Kunaal, but are you fully on camera or just I can't see you clearly? Because I can just see your head.
No, he is. I can.
No, he is.
Okay, cool. I just see his haircut, bro.
Honestly, right now, that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Well,
I need people to get a lineup of it.
No, on Tierney, I think you could see the difference between Tierney and Tavares, man. Tierney is so much more of a better left back, and I don't. Is it just for fitness that he substituted him out at the end?
Yeah, he's coming back after a while.
It was his first game back.
Yeah, first game.
So
who do you reckon's better, Tavares or Tierney?
I take Tierney in my team, to be honest.
Tierney easy. I think Tierney is one of the top 5 in the league.
And he's
honestly, in terms of left backs.
Much
honestly, but see, the problem is he's been having a really bad season so far. He had not been good to start the season. So I can see why Tavares would.
Well, started the season, he also didn't have half the team. The team was missing. You played some of the top teams, so kind of harsh to judge him on that.
100%. But even when we were playing top-tier teams last season, he was still one of the best players on the team. In my opinion, he should be captain of this team.
I don't know about captain, but I think he definitely should be
he should be.
No, captain. I think captain-wise, I would agree with him. I think he gives consistent 6 to 7 out of 10 performances.
Ben White. Don't you want Ben White for captain?
Ben White just got in the team. I don't think he's ready to be a captain.
He's trolling, bro.
Okay, did you see his face?
The Marabella Maguire, man. That's who he is. Marabella Maguire. That's who Ben White is.
At least whoever the captain is can't fly to Barcelona to get a tattoo. The captain can't fly to Barcelona the day before and get a tattoo.
We'll talk about this shortly, but
just to get back to your point of whether it's Arteta's tactics to sit back or not. Look, it's not the first time that's happened this season, right? Arsenal have taken the lead and they just sat back. So clearly those directions are coming from either the manager or someone in the coaching staff, or because like it's not the first time they've taken the lead in so many games and then they've like just sat back and conceded goals.
But that's why it's hard for me to tell, because like we have guys like Martinelli who are just always attack, who have been playing the last few games, and you can see him still kind of attack, but still stay back. So I don't know if it's from like internally within the players, like, you know, we're not sure we trust our defense enough to keep going, or if it's Arteta saying, hey, just sit back and, you know, take what comes, which I think is a terrible decision, especially against like Everton is a solid attacking team. Like they've been poor this season, but you know, if you give them those chances, they're going to take them eventually. Same with United, like new manager swing or interim manager at the time swing, new interim manager swing.
It just seemed like Everton wanted the game more than you guys, man. And
They
don't even have what's his name, Calvert-Lewin or whatever.
Oh yeah, they were
missing like key players too. But it just seemed like they felt like they could get something from the game, and that goal by Mark Gray was nuts.
I mean, insane.
They deserved to be earlier.
Do you think also was a lot related to the physicality? As I remember Troy Deeney also at Watford, whenever he played at Watford, he said that Arsenal is one of those, the cojones, But I mean, I just felt like the physicality was what kind of wore you guys down. And when it comes to a lot of physicality, I feel like your team doesn't know how to kind of stand up to it, or you don't have enough like leadership within your team to stand up to the physicality.
I can totally see where you're coming with that. We have a few players that are like good in physical. I think Tierney's a good physical player. Gabriel's a really good physical player. Tomiyasu's a good physical player. Ben White's not a very physical player. And honestly, I think the biggest difference in the last few, maybe like I'd say month, is that Thomas Partey has been on like the worst form I've seen at his time at Arsenal, and probably like the worst he's played in his entire life, because he gets worked off the ball. I think on this squad, he's lost the ball the most times in the last 2 weeks. I think it's like 17 times that he's lost a duel against a player and a player's dribbled past him. So, you know, again, the midfield is where you like lose your strength and your weakness comes from. And
while you're on Partey, do you think Atletico Madrid players were overrated, and possibly the Atletico Madrid system made like Saul and Partey look a certain kind of way, and they couldn't adapt to the pace, I'd say, of the Premier League? Or do you think he will Partey just individually will pick up at some point?
I think he will. I mean, his drop in form is coming back from injury, and the first game he played back was pretty much the entire game against Liverpool, and that midfield just kind of breaks you emotionally. So I think they're both system players in Atletico Madrid, because what they were asked to do in Atletico Madrid is break up play and be more defensive. But in the Arsenal and in the Chelsea system, they have to break play and then press forward. Yeah. They have to play forward, not back.
They were more on the counter players, basically, in that Atletico system.
And the speed of the league as well.
That being said, Partey had played really well to start the season. Like, he'd been one of the better players on the team, and he'd, strengthened that defense. Because outside of the games against Chelsea, City, and was it
United.
No. I'm talking about like earlier in the season, at the start of the season.
Brentford, well, y'all played dead teams, but that's the other thing I have with him. He looked good because you guys didn't have that competitive teams to go against. I mean, you could argue that against Partey, because I mean, when you can argue the Big Six, he struggled a bit.
You can argue that against every team, right? Like, we beat Tottenham pretty handedly, and Partey looked good in that game. So,
Well, Tottenham's dead, though. It's a mid-table team at this point,
Fingers crossed.
Look,
fingers crossed.
I think you're going to eat the words,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
I think you're going to eat like a huge amount of humble pie, because Conte's results have been growing, and they've been growing strongly.
Listen, man.
But just before we leave Arsenal, I've got a few questions for you. I think number one, we should never take Troy Deeney's word for anything about physicality. No, because he's look, he talks a lot, but he got relegated. Was it twice with Watford? Like
it's not
like
like he got it shown.
So I actually do think Arsenal actually have a good amount of fighters, especially the young players, Lokonga, Tavares, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, like you said.
But are they physical enough is what he's asking.
No,
I mean,
I know, but that's what I'm going to. I don't think Arsenal has ever been ever going to be a physical team. I mean, they had like Vieira. He was like the one physical guy in that team ever as well. So it's never your game. Whereas your goal that you guys scored with Lacazette, that's classic Arsenal. Like that's Arsenal football. So
Southampton goal.
Exactly. So I wouldn't say go and try to be
how
physical.
How long are you going to wait for Arsenal?
Like I don't know, like Liverpool or I don't know, Burnley. I don't think that's ever going to be Arsenal's game. I think they just need to find a way to play to their strength. I think they need to get better on possession and just hold the ball for like no bloody reason. I think
their issue is doing it over a 90-minute period.
Exactly.
Like that's where they struggle.
They kind of
they start out strong or they're good over like 60 minutes, but like week in, week out, over 90 minutes, they cannot handle it. And it's crazy because they're not even playing Europe yet. Like next season.
No, it's gonna be tough.
They have to
wait. Well, but are you saying that Arsenal will make Europe next season? Is that what you're saying?
They should make it easier.
They should make top 6.
Why not?
They should make top 6.
They have to make Europa at least.
So some conference league or something, right?
Conference League is 7th. I think Arsenal can finish.
Arsenal have a spot to make 6. Yeah.
I don't think they should finish outside top 6.
Let's just ask you this question.
It's a bit of a fight.
Listen, because Go ahead.
I mean, they might not be united for that position, but yeah, who knows?
Yeah, United.
Hey, listen, Ahmed. I heard that, Ahmed. I heard that. I'm allow it still.
It was 4 to 7 is going to be between United, Tottenham, West Ham, Arsenal. Like that's fairly clear. I can't see another team really like sneaking up in that position.
Leicester.
No, I think
they won 4-0 today.
Spurs, West Ham, United, Arsenal.
Yeah.
And
I think that's you have to throw in Leicester.
Leicester are a bit of a miss this season.
Yeah, they are. But
they still have some catching up to do. But yeah, I mean,
they had a lot of injuries too. If you think of Leicester, they had a lot of injuries. No, but back to Arsenal. I think one of the things is just the mentality. Remember, Kunaal, we were talking about like how they don't know when to press, when not to press, when to break the play, when not to break the play, when to attack. It's just not something that's consistent with them. And also the fact that I felt like the Southampton game, number one, Southampton had a lot of injuries, all right? And I think it was not a pressure game. But whenever the pressure and the onus is on Arsenal, I feel like they crumble. And that's what it is when you see just like bits and moments of games where they're like on top, but they can't take advantage of them. And I think this is the problem with Arsenal is it's just that inconsistency of their during the game performance where they cannot sustain it over a longer period of time, or they don't know how to manage the game because of lack of experience of the management and the team, of the manager and the team.
I 100% agree with you. I mean, even in that game against Southampton, which I think we played horrible for about 20, 30 minutes until we started getting a little bit of a hold of the game. But even when you see that, like, our goals generally come within like 20 minutes of each other. Anytime you score they score more than one goal, it's within like 20 minutes of each other where they have that momentum. But once they lose that momentum, it feels like we need to hold on for dear life kind of game. So that's what I've been seeing a lot from this squad. And I agree with you. It's definitely a mix of the inexperience of the players because it is, once again, the youngest overall starting 11 in the league. And one of the more inexperienced, even all of his managerial experiences as like head manager is at Arsenal. So I still personally, I think he should be an interim manager as well, but now I don't know who else they would really bring in. But it just means
Tony Pulis. Get Tony Pulis, the Samuel Allardyce, man.
You guys can have Solskjaer as well.
Ole is available.
I think he is the Solskjaer. But you know what? We've been taking digs at Spurs, but they've got 2 games in hand, and they could easily break top 4.
Okay. Wait.
Yeah.
I need to tell my piece about the Spurs right now to the people.
Yeah.
I understand it's a different position in the pandemic right now, but the fact that they're allowed to not play their games and get it pushed to another date is extremely unfair to all of the teams that have had multiple COVID cases and had their top players not play those games, especially Arsenal for the first 2 games of the season.
Bro, there was 8 to 10 players, man. You don't want that kind of volume of at one time.
Hey. Arsenal was missing 5 of their best players for 2 games against Brentford and Chelsea. All right?
Yeah.
Incredibly tough.
Is that why Brentford beat you, though?
Yes.
Their first game in the Premier League, and they pumped you guys on a throw-in, man. On a throw-in. You guys got pumped on a throw-in against Brentford.
We were missing 5 of our best players, okay? That's like, you're talking most of your team, and Ben White was in there for the first time in his life. It felt like he was, a baby giraffe walking out there.
Postponed? Was it because of the snow?
Was it?
The game last week. Spurs didn't play last week either, did they?
It was snow. It was
snowing, yeah. Heavy snow. Heavy snow against Burnley.
Snowvid. That's what pushed your game back.
Yeah. The Burnley game was snow. Yeah.
All I'm saying is they've got 2 games in hand, and if they win both of them, that's Burnley and Brighton, and they're both games that they can win.
Okay, England's it's a decent sized country, but there were other teams that had very similar snow that had
to deal with. Forget Spurs anyway. No one cares about Spurs anyway.
That's also true.
Let's move on to United. We had 3 games at United to cover. First 3 games under Ralph Ragnick. United guys, what are your thoughts on what you've seen so far? Early days still, but how do you see the United team look? They definitely look more organized from my perspective. That's the one thing I took away from them, but you guys go ahead.
Yeah, I think the score lines are very telling. It was I think what was the
1-0, 1-1, 1-0.
Exactly. So you see what I mean? It's very, very low scoring games. And that was the first thing he said he was going to fix, is get control of the games, stop us conceding 2 goals per game and all that nonsense we were doing before. So that's already we've already seen that. Back-to-back clean sheets in the Premier League. When have we ever done that? So I think you can see what he's doing already. I think, unfortunately, it's going to take a while to get used to his system and how he wants us to play. And I think a lot of the pundits have said as well that there's a lot of old habits that need to die. Like people not tracking back and also nobody taking leadership and stop being a dick and defend. There's literally nobody shouting at Rashford or even Ronaldo sometimes. And sometimes no matter how good a player you are. No. I agree. I agree. But no matter how good a player you are, you still need somebody to tell you to get your game up. Do you get what I mean? Like without that,
your face, SHEGZ?
Sorry?
You want a boot in your face? Ronaldo's going to remove his boot.
I don't mind.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't mind. If I'm bloody Maguire, throw a boot in my face, I'll kick your nose in. It's simple. It's simple.
Maguire can't kick a ball at the moment. Forget trying to kick it over.
At least he can hit Ronaldo's face. That's what's important. But I think offensively though, I was a little bit shocked at yesterday's game. Mm-hmm. I thought we would do a lot better in terms of our counter pressing. And in terms of our creating of chances, it felt like Rashford and Ronaldo didn't really know how to play together just yet.
It'll take some time though, right?
Sorry?
It'll take some time though.
Yes. It'll take some time. I think.
But that doesn't account for players not playing well. I mean, yes, the system will come once you play the system, yes, but they didn't play well as to their capabilities as players. Loose passes, 16 ball losses by Bruno. That a coach cannot teach you specifically. It's just they have not been informed. Both of them, Bruno and Rashford. So go ahead, SHEGZ. I just wanted to interrupt that.
So I watched the Bruno one, and I think we're being a little harsh on Bruno because a lot of the balls that he lost were not balls that he just lost in the middle of the park. They were always ones that he was trying to find Ronaldo. He just overcooked it, or he do you know what I mean? He was trying.
But that's the. Yeah, but that's the thing. That's this hero ball. That's what Ole wanted from him. And my main problem with Bruno is he's always looking for a pass that maybe sometimes when you want control of the game, a quick 5-yard pass, an easy pass. Why are you going to look for the difficult pass? And this is my only problem with him is his decision making at some points is not always there. Listen, a hero ball is fine. 3, 4, 5 times. Dude, he's losing the ball 17 times and a half.
Okay. I have a question.
And this is not just now. He's been doing this a lot, and he needs to curb that out of his game, because if you're going to play a 4-2-2 and we want to keep possession, we need to have players, number one, who have ball retention. Rashford is not good at ball retention. He's always running down dark alleys for no reason sometimes. Decision making is not good. Bruno is just, instead of being someone who's creative and making the simple pass and making people tick, he's just kicking long balls. There was a couple times yesterday. There was one time on the counterattack, right? I think Telles was literally bombing down the left side across from him, and he tries to cross it on the right side to Jadon Sancho. But it's like, that's what I look at when I look at players who are compared and overrated. Like, they used to compare Bruno to Eric Cantona, and that's so disrespectful. No, they shouldn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, how can you put somebody on a pedestal like that when they haven't done anything? Bruno has not won anything. So I'm just saying.
His numbers? Like, can we?
It's GAs, man. GAs and penalties and everything. Now, once you take that out in the big games, what does he do? You need to ask yourself, what do they do when they shut Bruno down? He doesn't do anything. The past 10 games, I think the last time he scored was against Leeds United. And now that Ronaldo is there, he cannot get penalties either. So what is he doing?
I have an important question about Bruno, and I alluded to this a few weeks ago. Do you think he's capable of playing organized football? Because for me, his best role is to float around the midfield and find those creative passes. Exactly. But I don't know how good he is at following direction necessarily. Like he's incredible at improvising, and I do find he fights a lot.
I feel like certain players just need to be given a little more freedom to do what they do best. And under Ole, Bruno was just. We can't deny the fact that he was on fire. Whether it's penalties, whether it's goals, whether it's assists, whatever it may be, he was making that team tick.
Yeah. But Ole's instruction to Bruno was, "You do you, fam." Like
it was a free roll. It was a free roll. Exactly. A 10 that does a free roll, like what Hazard used to do. Yeah. Like
for some players, you just need to give them.
Yeah, but you cannot have a free roll in the middle of the field. You can have it on the outsides because that's the problem.
Imbalance. That's why you.
No. Hold on.
Because behind him, if he does that free roll thing, behind him, there's no one to cover him.
I think right now, or under Ole, he had McFred. And right now, McFred are flying. I have never seen McFred play like McFred are playing. They are playing like whoever. I don't even know. They are insane. They are, the best midfield duo in the Premier League.
Yeah. Oh my God. No. Okay. That was about the same, man. I'm not trying to get clipped. I'm not trying to get clipped on something. Go ahead.
It's all for backs. But to the two of them, the last 2 games they've played together under Rangnick have been ridiculous. Like, they've broken up every play. They're building up passes correctly. This is exactly what I was saying before. It was systems. Those players weren't bad. Remember what we were saying? Oh, Fred is so bad. I was like, Fred is not a bad player. He's just a trash system around him. So he's always giving the ball away because nobody knows what the hell they're doing. And now Fred didn't give the ball away. He broke up all the passes, was playing long ranges because he knew where everybody should be. He's part of the system. So now I think Bruno now needs to learn his role in the new system. And I think that's what which is what I think Kunaal was alluding to. So either he needs to learn his role, or they need to tweak the formation to fit him. Something has to give. Because right now it's not going to give. I don't think he's going to stick with the 4-2-2-2. I don't think he will. Because that double 10 is not going to work. Because Rashford, once he switched to the left yesterday, he was way more dangerous. So Rashford is a winger. He's not a striker. He's a winger.
SHEGZ. But if you're a winger, where are your crosses coming into the box? I mean, just because you play, you go one-on-one with the player doesn't make you a winger. In our system of United, you need to have wingers who are linking up the play. He doesn't link up the play as well as he should be. He doesn't look at the overlapping runs. He doesn't look down the middle for the runs. I don't think he does for the level he's in, for the game time Rashford has had. I don't think he has done enough. Listen, I'm not saying he's a horrible player, but I think we're overrating his ability as a winger. He has a lot to improve in terms of his IQ and just intelligence on the field. And that's why I don't think he's as smart of a winger. If you think of good wingers, just think about how long Valencia was with us. Think about how long Ashley Young was with us. You know, it wasn't always about their pace. It was about getting the ball in the right spaces, linking up, getting the connection. And I don't think Rashi has the unfortunate intelligence or the IQ in those levels, and he needs to develop that if he wants to be a proper winger, because you cannot always go one-on-one and try to use your pace. And what's catching up with him right now is those injuries he has had. He cannot beat someone one-on-one on pace, Sheg. So that's my thing for Rashford as a winger.
I think there's two types of wingers, and I think we have to be very clear on that. There's ones that will score you goals, beat the man and score a goal, and there's wingers that will create. Now, the two that you mentioned are creative wingers. Ashley Young was always crosses, same with Valencia, with his little low balls that he couldn't stop doing. So now it was always going to be that. But then you've got wingers like Ronaldo at Real Madrid, who was not creative. He was there to score. That's what Rashford's like. You know, you've got like, and I think we need to play to their strengths and not make them into things that they're not. And I think this is what's going to be very interesting to see how Rangnick solves this problem. I think we'll end up playing like a 4-3-3 is what I think will end up eventually. And that will suit them because Rashford will play like wide, high left. Like literally just beat your man, score a screamer on your right.
Also, that formation is where he's done best. I mean, whatever I've seen of Rashford.
But that's what I'm trying to say. But this is the other problem when you use that, Kid Y. You're imbalancing the team if you're having two players who are almost wing players, Rashford, Ronaldo. That's what causes the imbalance. Someone needs to be dropped. Just because it's the best, just because it's the best formation,
we know
and he's good over there. He needs to adapt. He needs to adapt to it or change his gameplay.
No, for now, there's no competition on the left for Rashford because Ronaldo's only going to play striker. We're not going to see Ronaldo on the left, right?
But if you play the 4-2-2, right? Because if you're using 2 10s, which for me is the right formation, especially if Pogba comes back or Donny van de Beek, if Bruno and Sancho over there, you have Mason Greenwood still.
I think
you have Edison Cavani. You still have those two players. So for me, I don't think we should go specifically to 4-3-3 with him going wide. I just think he's in such a bad form. I think he needs to be dropped. That's what I'm getting at. I think this whole season, I think Rashford needs to be dropped and then come off the bench as an impact player when the players are tired to get those direct balls over the top, which he's good at on that counter.
Maranol,
I don't think for the whole part of the game he should be there. Sorry. Go ahead.
I don't think the 4-2-2-2 works against the bigger teams, let's say, or the teams which are higher up in the table. I mean, you've played Norwich yesterday. And look, when you're going to have most of the ball, that's fine. But when you're playing teams that are higher up, they're going to stretch you out. I don't think that 4-2-2-2 works. He's just going to get dominated.
Ahmed, but the thing was, we weren't winning the ball. We weren't playing high. There was no intensity in the play. And I don't know whether it's because we have just changed the routine of training. Because like last week, apparently there was a change in routine of how the players train and everything.
And you know you're going to keep most of the ball. Maybe it's just because you're playing Norwich.
No, but that's what I'm saying. For me, as a United fan, my expectation was going from that performance against Crystal Palace to this was kind of scary because the intensity was not there. The intent wasn't there. We didn't have that many. Well, in fairness, we had a few clear-cut chances. However, the control we had on the Crystal Palace game, it wasn't controlled against Norwich. Like it was one of those cold nights at Stokes, one of those winter nights at Stokes kind of games. It's so physical. However, with the caliber of team we have and Norwich being at the bottom of the table, I felt that we should have had a little bit more control in that game. Yeah. So I don't believe it's just the formation. I thought our players were shit. That our attack was shit.
But I also think we have to give credit where credit is due to Norwich. I think their system, they knew we were going to play the 4-2-2-2, and they played a 5-5 at the back, and which just sort of killed us going forward, our pressing, everything.
Shout out to David here as well.
And so I think Norwich did a great job, I think, on their side. But I think you're very correct. I think the 4-2-2-2, it's either he's going to stick to that system and pick better players to play that system, or he'll switch the system to suit our players. Switch. And this is what I think he will do. I think he will do as well. I think he'll switch. And I think once he switches, we're going to see something, I hope, great happen. But if not, then I also don't mind the 4-2-2-2 because I believe Bruno can learn to adapt. Yeah, it's 4-2-2-2.
Yeah. 4-2-2-2.
It's 3 2s, 4-2-2, 4-2 squared. But I think we might need another kind of striker next to Ronaldo.
I think you need to put Greenwood in.
And that's what I've been saying. Like, you need to get Greenwood in because Rashford is Ronaldo plays off a striker. All right. Mm-hmm. You cannot have two players who play off the striker. And then you have Bruno who's trying to get into those spaces as a striker too. That's like three people who you need to feed. So where's the creative side gonna come in? And this is the one issue. So just to your question, Kunaal, I just wanted to answer it real quick. Obviously, Bruno can play organized football. The thing is, he needs to make a conscious decision, and the coach needs to either sit him down and say, "Yo, listen, you need to keep it simple sometimes. Sometimes keeping a 5-yard pass is as important as a long ball sometimes, because sometimes that's like the second pass before a goal. You know, like yesterday when Telles was wide open, all he had to do was lay it off to Telles. He would go down the wing, maybe cross across the box, and we had three people inside the box. We had Sancho, you had Rashford, and you had Ronaldo. That gives you a bigger chance of a goal. It's not like he has this mentality that has been built in his head that he has to play the hero ball every time. And that's a big problem. So, and the other problem I have with Bruno, I don't think he's technically as gifted. And what I mean by that, in close control, and if you look at a player like Matic or like a Jorginho or like a Pogba, they're good in possession where they can swivel around. They can swivel around, control the ball with two people under them. When you see a person like Bruno, he looks kind of uncomposed when he has too many people pressing on him.
Bro, I don't know where this hate's coming from.
Me neither, bro.
No. It's not hate. I'm being critical. I'm being very. It's not hate. I'm being very critical. No, listen, I'm being very critical because I think a lot of his game, I'm not saying his goals and assists weren't good, but however, we need to look at context of how he plays. And to me, my big issue with him is sometimes he doesn't keep it simple. He doesn't make the easy pass, the simple passes. In a game like yesterday, it was clear. And if you can look at the record of how many passes in the big games he misplaces, like he's very, very inconsistent. So to a player like Bruno, if he sticks to his game, keeps it simple, it'll do a lot better from the team than just running around like a headless chicken wherever he wants to go.
Do you know what? Maranol, I bet if Bruno ever played a simple game, you'd be the first one here. Bruno did nothing. Bruno could
never.
Not find a free ball.
No.
Bruno got no goals.
Why would I say that?
Ineffective.
No, never. Because I believe if he played simple, he would get into more goal-scoring opportunities. The problem is he tries to look for the long passes. Sometimes a simple 1-2 will give him more space to open up and take his shot at the top of the box. My main thing is, as a number 10, right? Your job is to be creative. You need to create for someone ahead of you. But you need to keep it simple also. I think his mentality is almost a shoot-first mentality. Just like Rashford, shoot-first mentality. When you have those two similar kind of players, it impacts the full balance of the game. It impacts because he wants to win every tackle. And every time he runs somewhere, he's leaving a hole where he is because no one else is able to cover because he's just gone. So I'm just looking at the game. I don't believe that he is a horrible player. I think he just needs to simplify his game a lot more.
I think his game has been completely affected by the Ronaldo signing.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why we're seeing a less effective Bruno this season compared to his previous seasons. Because
why do you think that is?
Because he used to take on all that responsibility himself. He used to do the shooting. He used to do the main passing. He used to do the corners. He used to do the penalties. He used to take responsibility.
He wants to be the guy.
He used to drive the team.
And what does all those things give you? What do all those things give you?
Yeah, goals, assists, all the stuff. Yeah. And
he's on everything.
Now, Ronaldo is the key figure in that team. And that's why like certain people were saying like Ronaldo is the problem, blah, blah, blah. Because to a certain extent, the Ronaldo signing has changed the complete gameplay of United. It has changed the style of game.
And it has exposed Ole for who he was.
It has benefited Ronaldo because he is doing what Ronaldo does. But at the same time, it's taken away from other players.
Absolutely.
It's not that everyone's game has gone up along with Ronaldo's game has gone up. It's Ronaldo's game has been Ronaldo's game, but everyone else's game has been brought down.
No, it's just that
And why do you think? Why do you think that is, Burton? Because sometimes some players play for themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. It's about the GA.
No,
Yeah, it's all the GAs and everything. It's all like you're playing for yourself to a certain aspect.
Hold on.
Look,
Let's not conflate too many things together. I think
Mhm.
Ronaldo 100% changes the balance, because when he had either Cavani to hit, Cavani's always moving like non-stop, so he can find all the balls to Cavani quickly. So that's not really Ronaldo's game. Ronaldo wants it. You give it to me anywhere in the box, I'll find the goal. But I'm not gonna make my own space or do anything too amazing, or you know what I mean. He's just Ronaldo. He's just there, giving the ball.
He's there to finish the chances. That's what he's there for.
Exactly. Whereas the season before, we had Cavani, who was everywhere. We had we had Rashford, who also just runs and just wants to beat people, and he just wants to get in behind. Whereas Ronaldo is not really getting in behind too much. He's not really too active like Cavani was. So now it's a new type of centre forward. And I think Bruno, like you said, is suffering because of that. But also on top of that, it's a whole new formation, guys. Give him some time. Give him some time.
SHEGZ, but that's not going to change. That's not going to change the fact that he's bad on the ball. That's my point. As a scam, how he keeps losing possession so much.
Marno.
I'm very frustrated with Bruno. Yeah.
No, look. Like you look at Fred. Do you remember everybody was saying the same thing? Oh, Fred's a bad player. He's like,
I never said Fred was a bad player.
Okay, well, most people in the world said Fred was a bad player. So
yeah,
and then I came on here and I defended him. I said, look, it's a bad system. And I said, and now the system's changed. Fred suddenly top 10, crazy. And I think it's going to be the same too. He is.
I don't think the system.
Come on, the last two games, he would be
been much better. He's been
great. I'm not going to say top 10, bro.
Okay, fine.
Let me add to you. Why are you speaking about Fred?
Hold on.
When you play as bad as Fred is,
and
then you have a good
now
game,
the issue
it's like it's a good
with Bruno is that Bruno needs to learn this new system. That's all there is to it. I think that's all there is to it. He will learn it, and once he does, you'll be like, oh my God, Bruno's the best, like 4-2-2-2. Number 10.
No, let me break down the context. Let me break down the context of why I never thought Fred was the worst player. All right, because when you played the 4-2-3-1, right, in front of him there was Bruno, right. On the left was Rashford.
Okay.
Rashford last year, for example, when he was doing well, and the right side was Dan James. So Dan James was helping Wan-Bissaka on the right side, left side. What used to happen was Bruno would go on his random runs, leaving the space in the middle a lot of the times. And Rashford was always bombing down the wings. So on the counter, the people who exposed the most was a person like Fred. All right, because every time Bruno was way ahead of the play instead of being in the hole or very close. So because of that, he was getting exposed to a kind of a storyline where like he's that bad. But in reality, he was just trying so much because McTominay was not even going for those long passes. So Fred had to not only destroy the play, he also had to be the creative person in the field. And that's not his game. Now what has happened is, because we're organized, because people are in their spaces and doing their job, Fred just needs to do his job. It's as simple as that. And that's why I come back to now we just need people to fit in the system and keep it simple, because as long as everybody's doing their role, we should be fine. And the two people who I felt didn't do their role in the past two games was Rashford and Bruno. So that's my only point, and that's my big.
Fine.
But SHEGZ is gonna hate me for saying this.
If you put like a horse saddle on somebody like Bruno, you'll break it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't saddle a Bruno. Same way you can't saddle a Hazard in his prime. Like
we've done that for Pogba for so many years. We've done that for Pogba. So now all of a sudden for Bruno we cannot.
We haven't. We haven't done it to Pogba. Pogba's just been up and down. We have never done that to Pogba. We've given Pogba all the best opportunities.
Do you remember the time we gave Pogba a free roll? We were shelling, and then he got injured, and obviously Bruno came in at that time. We've never for all these years given Pogba a free roll. Give a player like Pogba of his capabilities a free roll like that. I'm telling you, he will shell a lot more.
I don't think Pogba could carry it. But we'll see. Sorry, I think Kunaal had something to try and say about United.
I'm not going to try to upset you.
It's
but
okay.
It might come off that way. I think Fred and
Okay,
Xhaka,
just before you make a comment, where was Aubameyang this weekend?
I just said
he was at Astroworld, bro.
Okay, come.
Man, like tragic Scott, man.
Come, let's hear it, mate.
This isn't meant to be an insult, but I know how you feel about this player. I think Fred and Xhaka kind of have had similar problems in the past.
No. Dead.
Just
No.
let me. Can you let me?
Go ahead. I'm just letting you know. Fred Gerdavits, nah.
In the same way that Fred has often been left to like make up so much room for the attacking players, the attacking midfielders, Xhaka has had the same problem. Xhaka does stupider things when he's put in that position of basically having to be the primary defender, but also get that key pass forward. But they've had those same issues in the past where they've looked much worse. And now that you've seen Xhaka come back in, he's actually not been that bad coming back into this team. And both of them are very capable of making important passes to break the defense. So that's like, because United is not my team, I found it funny to make fun of Fred in the same way that because Xhaka's not on your team, Xhaka's on Arsenal, you guys find it funny to make fun of him. I understand.
That's not why we make fun of Xhaka. It's because Xhaka is stupid. I've never seen a player.
Okay, but you have seen Fred.
Xhaka.
But when Fred gets put in that position, you have seen him make stupid mistakes like stepping on a player.
No. Look, Fred can give the ball away. Fred can do that. Xhaka will slide tackle and get a red card for no reason in like the 30th minute.
He's generally, first of all, the red card that he got this season was for he didn't even touch the player. I can't even remember what game it was, but it was against City. He didn't even touch the player. He got red carded. That's
he did, yeah, but he came with a high foot, man. It's no, but
the amount of times that Arsenal's been high-footed, and that player has not gotten a red card. Like I just
sounds like victim mentality. Should we move on to Chelsea, guys?
Okay, yeah. Quickly before we move on to Chelsea, United guys, who do you want in the UCL draw tomorrow?
I don't care. We'll beat anybody now.
So you take anyone.
You draw the young boys, but
no, hold on. I lied. Except I think the only two teams I'm afraid of are Real Madrid and Bayern.
You can't get Madrid
first. You can get PSG.
Yeah.
You can get Inter Milan.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can get Sporting, I think.
Atletico.
Yeah.
Atletico.
Okay.
Atletico.
Yeah.
The other teams are small teams. So,
I think the only team we'll be afraid of out of that list is PSG. Just because not because I think they're a great team, but just because they're just capable of just like magic. That's the problem. Like the Messi, Mbappe, Di Maria.
They can just step up on one day, That's the only problem with that. Just all of a sudden, it's just
and then you just show up and then you just leave and they've battered you 4-0. And you're like, how did it happen? We played better than them. You don't know.
It would be crazy if that, because it would be Ronaldo, Messi again, Pochettino, and United.
That was beautiful.
It would just be like
there's no Neymar.
So many outside factors. No, I think he will be.
Oh,
it's
Di
in
Maria?
Feb, no? It's in the fixtures are in Feb, so I think it would be okay.
I'll take Lisbon or Inter Milan. Those are the two teams I would take. PSG, if we draw, I'm not really afraid of them. Because I don't think in midfield they're strong enough. Their attack line is really good.
They have
their defense, and what they do a lot of is they love attacking down the wings, especially Hakimi, where that could leave a lot of space for us on the counter. So I think we have some things that can like obviously combat them. My only thing is if those three players show up on their day, I mean, it would be unstoppable. But at the end of the day, they should be able to create to get them in place, So I'm not scared of PSG, but out of them, I would take Sporting Lisbon or Inter, honestly.
Okay.
I think we have stronger squads than both.
Before we move on to Chelsea, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to videos, please. Thank you for your support.
Who do I want?
Yeah, who do you want?
Okay.
Yeah,
Leeds
like,
United?
share, and subscribe, people.
We'll
Yeah.
ask him. We'll ask him next season. We'll ask him next season.
Hopefully.
Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Yeah.
But moving on to Chelsea, Ahmed, I'll let you start with the Leeds game.
Where? Leeds game?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We were lucky enough. We were very, very lucky, in fact, to come away with 3 points there. I pretty much shut the TV off. I was not going to watch that game after that second goal went in, to be honest. Again, started off bright, had so many chances, just didn't flip and take him. And then, of course, Leeds had to get a penalty. Stupid tackle by Alonso. This guy he just needs to be out of the team. I think I'd rather play Aspilicueta on the left, play James on the right. Even though Christensen's been, has been having a tough time, I'd play him in a back three and play Aspilicueta as left back. Because Alonso has just been a liability. Or I'd just play Alonso as a striker. Like, on the defensive side, he's just been a liability. Silly, stupid tackle to give Leeds the lead, 1-0. We come back strong. He did something good. I told you, he should just be an attacker. Found Mount, scores the goal, 1-1. We go 2-1 up before the half. Everything seems fine.
Who made the pass, by the way?
Oh.
Who made the pass for Mount?
Yeah, that's what I said. He did something right.
Oh.
That's what I said. He just
making sure, man.
Should play as an attacker. And and then from there on, we just didn't know how to manage the game. I don't know what happens. We just didn't know how to manage that game. And to be honest, Leeds played really well after that. Since the second half they came out, they played really well. I don't know if they played really well or we played really shit. And you can see that we desperately need Conte back. We desperately need Kovacic back. Because without them,
unbalanced.
Is just I mean, RLC had a terrible game. Yeah. RLC had a terrible game. And I don't even see anyone else you can put there right now, to be honest. He doesn't have a lot of options. So he went with whatever he had. But not good enough.
Well, you'll have, but they're not good enough.
I mean, he had to pick the team that he had. He can't play Saul because we've seen it just doesn't work.
Don't call Saul.
Don't call Saul.
Better forget Saul.
Honestly, these injuries have hit us pretty harder than I expected, because I expected our backup options to be much better than what we've seen over the last few games. I think, to be fair, currently we are punching much above our weight, because with all the injuries we've had coming up to this point, being just 1 and 2 points behind the top, I think we're kind of just floating about by scraping with these 3 points, which is really, really important, especially at this time during the festive season where the games are coming thick and fast. The midfield has been key for us without Conte and Kovacic. I think the squad looks completely off balance, and the defense is put under more pressure than they were before, and you can see how the goals are leaking now. For this game specifically, I think Rudiger and Reece James, for me, I think they just wouldn't go down without a fight this game. They just wouldn't take no for an answer in this game, and especially Rudiger. He brought us back into the game, and for me, Rudiger currently is the best centre back in the league. Like, this guy does everything, and his mentality, his fight, he has the pace for recoveries. His tackles are amazing. He's very good in the air. He drives with the ball. He chips in here and there with assists, with goals.
So why won't you guys pay him money for a new contract?
Yeah, the 400K. I was just gonna ask the same thing. Pay him the 400K.
Yeah, the thing is, Chelsea have always been that team where they don't break wage structures for everyone. And even when you look at it with like the Lampard situation, with the Willian situation, even when players get to a certain age, for example, they don't give them like over a year contract, and players want like 2-3 years contract. So that's just one example of like, from what I read, he wants I think he's being offered 400K a week or something like that, which is completely outrageous. There's no way Chelsea is going to offer anyone 400K a week. I think at best he would get like 250, 275K a week. That's what I think personally. And
he's the best center back in the league.
Yeah, but you're breaking your whole wage structure, right? Then someone else comes in, they want the same.
They demand the same,
yeah. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to please everyone. So either you stick to your guns with this is your wage structure, take it or leave it. and then go into the market and get someone else and hope they can be at that level, which is a risk at the same time. Or you offer him a 4 or 5 year contract at 400K, which is still a lot of money, man. So it's a tough situation, but I would give him the contract because I think the way he's playing over the last calendar year has just been incredible.
But that also opens the door. That also opens the door for like other players to then demand the same, right? Like say someone performs at that level. I mean, if you've done it for one person, you're gonna have a list of players coming in demanding the same things. So
how much is Silva on?
How much is
Silva? Is not much. He's like, I think
Silva's not much.
under 200K if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So and Silva has also been very good, man. And I think they're gonna extend his contract for another year.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Rudiger for me is top, man. And just going back to the game, I think we made the game a lot tougher than we should have made it. Like this Leeds team are terrible. They were even without Phillips and Bamford, which are their two key players, and we still made this game so tough for ourselves. But just getting the 3 points, I think, was most important, especially with Liverpool and City
their games,
getting their wins, and like I said, punching above our weight because those two teams have full squads. They're on a roll. They're just steamrolling teams week in, week out. So for us, we just need to stay within touching distance of them.
That's what I said last week as well.
Back. And we know AFCON is coming up. We know it's a tough festive season. We know that UCL games are going to come. Both of those teams are also playing UCL. So we have to stay within touching difference come end of Jan, come beginning of Feb, and then hopefully we have our full squad back. Chalba has to come back in soon. Kovacic, I think, is back soon. Chilwell hopefully he can make it back this season. I hope at least by the time we have the UCL in Feb, he can be back. But you never know how players come back even after ACL. They may not even be the same.
The same player, yeah. But I definitely think we need to go into the January market and look at the left back position.
Honestly, I don't think we will. Maybe we should, but I don't think we will. I don't think
we have a backup.
Kidwai, I know you want to look at that left back, but I think y'all have more issues kind of a bit further up the field because I think the chance creation is where I think you guys have a problem over there. I think once you get your balance of Kovacic and Kante back, I think that's what's exposing your left side position. You don't have anyone to cover. You don't have anyone to cover or push up because if you notice, I feel like Rudiger is pushing a lot higher than he usually does. And I think that's also because of the void left by Kovacic.
That's always been his game, though.
Yeah, that's always
not
been
that high, but not that high when Kovacic is there. Like you'll have the few runs here and there. I think you're just imbalanced, and I think that's what's exposing Marcos Alonso a little bit more. Because when Marcos Alonso pushes back that high, I felt like Kovacic or Kante or one of them was always there to win that ball quickly back on the counter. And Rudiger didn't have to push as high and intently, maybe. Or maybe that is supposed to be a thing for you guys.
If you watch Chelsea games over the season, you'll see that Rudiger does play quite high. Even when Kovacic and Kante are playing, he does play quite high. And Alonso, I mean, he's great going forward, right? He's amazing going forward. But these games that we just had now, we don't have Kante, we don't have Kovacic. So that's why I said I'd probably play Azpilicueta on the left, just for these games, till we have Kovacic and Kante back. Because when they're back, it's a different story, obviously. And with the injuries, I mean, you can deal with an injury if you've got in one position, say Kovacic and Kante are injured. Chilwell was there, we're still doing pretty well with Kovacic and Kante injured. But now you've got Kovacic, Kante, and Chilwell injured. So that's like 3 injuries in like 2 very important positions, right? If it's 1 or 2 injuries, you can deal with it. But 3 big injuries in 2 very important positions is very difficult. And like Bert said, all we have to do is just keep in touching distance, just get those 3 points, grind the results out, like any way you have to. Big shout out.
I think, like you said, you've been making it tougher for yourselves.
Yeah,
because you haven't had the toughest run of games with these injuries, which is very lucky for you guys.
Absolutely.
And
if I'm being honest, I expected us to be top of the table when this Leeds fixture was done with. Like if I saw the fixture list, like say a month ago, I'd say we should still be on top of the table. So that West Ham game, the United game, we've just been very sloppy.
It's also very hard to see where City and Liverpool are going to drop points because Like
But
they're
we just
just
have to
picking
hope,
up
right?
3 points, 3
Yeah.
points, 3 points. It's really hard to see where
Like, I mean,
those guys drop points. So
City had like I mean, lucky, I guess you'd say.
yeah, I would say that penalty was.
But
very
all the
lucky.
top four had penalties this
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
so-
All the
Yeah,
top
yeah.
four had to have
Yeah.
penalties.
How many penalties were in your game right now? 3?
Two.
Yeah, the Chelsea game, 3 penalties.
Chelsea
Oh,
game there were
3, yeah.
in total,
Leeds
yeah.
United had 1, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And but that's what we have to do. We just have to keep in the touch, keep touching distance, because they are going to drop points, right? I mean, they play each other or they play one of the other big 4, big 5. So they will drop points at some point. We just need to make sure we're there to capitalize when that happens.
I think you guys have just hit like every team has it. You just have hit a bad patch of form as a team, and that happens to a lot of the teams. However, I think one of the main things for Chelsea for this game, there's a lot of character, because these are the kind of games you want to win, and from bad positions, especially, there's no creativity. And I keep saying creativity because I feel like the attack is not creating as much as your wingers. Like all the goals that either come from Reece James. I mean, other than Mason Mount, who else is there actually consistently kind of delivering on assists and goals? And I think the defenders have scored a lot more than your attack. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah.
A lot of goals have come from your defense rather than your attack. So I think that's one of the things. But as I said, as long as you guys are in close distance, close proximity to the top 4, and I think you guys will be fine. You just hit like that kind of gray form for a little bit as a team. But for me, I think Chelsea will come right. I mean, even Lukaku's still not hitting. Obviously, he's not hit the ground running. He's still not 100%. But if I was a Chelsea fan, honestly, I wouldn't. I'd be concerned at the fact that you guys are conceding, like, I think in 3 games, 8 goals. However, that also goes back to your midfielders not being there to support, like and i.e. Kovacic and Kante.
Yeah. I mean, all this being said, Chelsea still finds a way, even when they're down in the dumps, to like get results. So,
but you know what? Like let's just rewind back to midweek in the Champions League game. I mean, I would have loved to
got 2 assists and a goal.
Yeah, but we should have won that game. I mean, come on, you're playing.
Yeah, you should have. You should have.
You're playing Zenit, and it's not like we put out a bad squad. Even like a B squad should be beating that Zenit team, right?
Yeah.
And now you can just see we finished second, and our potential opponents are like Real Madrid, Ajax, who are in like mad form at the moment. I think I was reading the whole season.
Yeah, that's who I would never want to face. Ajax.
Yeah, in all comps, they've scored 67, conceded just 8. So like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're moving mad, bro. Ten Hag, man.
Yeah. So I mean, we've just made it harder for ourselves now, right? But let's see.
But it is what it is, bro. Like in Champions League, you have to play these big teams at some point. Like I'd rather face them now than later. It is what it is, man. Like me, like it is.
No, I'd rather face them later when you've got your full team. Why do you want to face them now with the broken team?
It's going to be Feb.
It's Feb.
Oh, Feb. Oh, yeah. That's good. Yeah.
But
still, I thought you meant like now, like next week, bring them on.
Tomorrow,
Irrespective.
Bring on PSG tomorrow.
No, irrespective where you are in the season, when the
honestly, it doesn't matter for me who we get in the Champions League. I mean, if we really want to prove ourselves like champions, we are champions of Europe. I mean, come on,
exactly.
You should be able to face anyone, man.
Yeah,
whether it's
facts.
I'm just saying, no matter who you are, when the draws come out, you want the easiest pick. Let's be honest.
But then there's also complacency. It goes both ways, man. Like when you get easy draws, you take things for granted, and like for me, like it doesn't make much of a difference. Like I don't mind us finishing second, and I don't read too much into the Zenit game because like it was one of those games where you go away to like these Eastern European countries. Those results just come up.
City as well lost,
it is sloppy. Yeah.
It's great. It's just a bad patch of form, honestly. I feel like for them, you guys will.
Yeah, but you know what? Those things like creep in eventually. Like we saw from that United game till this Leeds game. We say okay, one game, but that starts to creep into the team.
Yeah,
it is
for sure.
But Ahmed, I think the only thing that's wrong with Chelsea, I don't think it's your defense. I don't think it's Alonso. I think you guys just missed the control in the midfield.
Yeah, we do midfield.
And that's the word. It's not like I don't think anything broke. I don't think anything changed. I think you missed that like control of that Jorginho and Kovacic or
and Jorginho is playing like at 50% fitness. Like he's not even.
Like you guys just missed that control of the game. That like guy who's like say, okay, no, we're just gonna keep possession for a while and just keep things sticking. Now, like you just need that balance is gone. I think that's the only issue in the midfield. I think once you get one guy back, either Kante
we need
or
one
Jorginho,
exactly.
just either one of them fully fit. I think the goals will just.
I think Kovacic is fit, but he tested positive for COVID.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
That team should still be good enough to beat Leeds more handedly than we did.
We shouldn't have to have win 3-2 and with 2 penalties.
No. But I don't think Kovacic will solve the problems though. I think it has to be a Jorginho or Kante. I think Kovacic is great. He's like ILC on steroids, but he's not going to do.
Nah, he does a lot, man.
He does.
Yeah, Jorginho's in, so Jorginho alongside Kovacic is going to be much better because there's ball retention there and there's more control, there's driving, there's everything. Like Kovacic brings a lot to the game, man. Like he
was on fire before his injury.
Yeah,
and
he has
leading assist scorers, if I'm thinking with along with Reece. So and he's been out for like months now. So but
Should we move on to next week's games?
Yeah. So we have
Brentford United.
United playing
Brentford.
Brentford.
That's on Tuesday, right?
On the 14th,
yeah. Tuesday.
I'm looking forward to that one. I like Brentford. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
Ivan Toney's out, which is good for us because he has COVID, I believe, so that's why he was out right now.
Oh, maybe they should stop the game.
So salty.
He's still salty. Jeez. Predictions for that game. I think it's a 2-0 win for us. Hopefully.
But you're playing away, and that stadium is.
Yeah.
I think that we cannot have this game that we played. I don't think is gonna sit well with Ralph, and I think we're gonna come with more intensity next game, and we're gonna show a lot more. And I expect us to win. I expect us to. I mean, it's gonna be a physical game, but we should have 2 goals in that. So
I think it's going to be a very close game because first of all, it's a midweek game. It's an early fixture too, right?
Yep. The first game.
It's an early fixture too, and Brentford are a pretty physical side, so I think it's going to be a lot closer than the other game.
Shout out Conor Gallagher, scores for Palace.
He scored.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's going to be a 1-0 to United again. I don't think we'll concede, but I don't think we'll score for fun either against Brentford.
Yeah, it will be a pretty close game.
I think it'll be a draw.
I was going to say 1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be close. It'll be close for sure. And I would probably go with the draw as well because Brentford's at home and all those other outside factors. But Arsenal, who's Arsenal playing? United.
West Ham.
Yeah.
At the Emirates.
Yeah,
it is at the
0-0.
It is at the Emirates, and we have been playing decent at home. But man, this West Ham team is tough. They're really tough to play. So
but you can jump them, win.
Exactly. They left the door open for us. But the problem is they took a draw. And I always find when a team gets a draw that they were expecting to win, they come back like hot. So I mean I'm gonna say 2-1 Arsenal. But I don't really deny anyone saying West Ham can take it because we've just not been a convincing team at all. So I'm gonna say 2-1 because I'm an Arsenal fan, and I do think they have the possibility, especially if Oba's not been firing. If we replace Oba with even Martinelli, I think if we bring in Smith Rowe on the left, Martinelli in the middle, Saka on the right, and then
I've got a question for you. What's happening with Pepe, mate?
Bro,
what's happening?
I don't know. I think they're gonna. I'm hearing rumors of them sending him on loan.
Did he get in a fight with Arteta or something? Like what actually happened? Because something has to have gone wrong. I agree. They can't just not be playing him like this for no reason. Yeah. Something has to have gone wrong.
Did you see the video of when they brought in who was it? Oh, I can't remember right now.
Somebody in
Nketiah. They brought in Nketiah. I think it was against United as well. And you have Pepe just in the background, like as he's being brought on. Like, why are you bringing in Andy and Nketiah? Anyway, I don't know.
Pepe moving like Van de Beek.
Yeah, but I feel like something's definitely gone wrong.
Maybe they should do a swap again, like then Mkhitaryan and Alexis Sanchez.
No. Keep Pepe. No. Keep Pepe over there, man. No. Nope. I would. No. I don't want Pepe, man.
You can have Van de Beek. You can take him all day, every day.
No.
I would 100% take Van de Beek.
Nope.
I'll take it.
I would not swap Pepe for Van de Beek.
SHEGZ,
No way.
are you saying you'd swap Pepe for Van de Beek?
Yes.
And
We'll give you Phil Jones. We'll give you Phil
I'd
Jones.
rather have him on the bench than have Van de Beek. You can't.
Yeah.
No, honestly, Pepe is still a great player. I think he loses the ball too easily, but he's just
the needs at United.
Yeah. But so is Van de Beek, and Van de Beek's really bad. So he can go.
Van de Beek's also a good player. I don't know.
Van de Beek is so bad. He played on Tuesday. Look. I didn't want to talk about it because I thought, that was a split.
Yeah, how many games does he play?
And now you're saying he's bad
Yo,
for one
some
game.
slack, man.
No.
Nah.
If you watch the game, if you actually watched Van de Beek, just him, if you watched him the whole game, I have not met a person who played CDM as badly as he played it.
Okay.
What are you talking? Are you serious on Van de Beek?
He's not CDM.
But you rate Bruno.
He's not.
But you rate Bruno. Come on, man. Are you serious?
Some slack, bro. The man's
no.
Have you seen Van de Beek play good for United? Have you seen him at any point play good for United?
Have you seen him play for United?
Never.
What do you mean never?
When?
The game that Ollie brought him, Ollie's last game that he brought him in, he wasn't good?
Look, he didn't
play
play
like last 20 minutes.
Ollie's played him 63 minutes in the last 2 seasons. So, I don't know how you can even say he's bad.
Can't judge him exactly.
Bro, and who did Van de Beek play with? He played with, Juan Mata next to him, Matic at freaking center back. He had kids in the front. How are you? Don't disrespect Van de Beek. Like a lot of our fans disrespect Van de Beek. No way.
Mata was a better CDM than Van de Beek on Tuesday.
Wait, he's not a CDM.
No.
This guy came on here
and that is saying a lot. Hold on. That is saying.
And now he can't give Van de Beek some slack. He can't cut Van de Beek.
Van de Beek was so bad.
You're out here defending Fred.
Hey, listen.
Listen,
let's go to the results of Arsenal, man. Leave Van de Beek and Pepe, man. Let's go to the results of Arsenal.
On the back of 2 performances.
Mata played more progressive balls. Mata made more tackles.
What are you talking? No way, man. No, hey, listen. What's your Arsenal results, man, against West Ham, man? What's your Arsenal results?
SHEGZ, call it.
So, we'll send you Van de Beek, mate.
No way.
Van de Beek was atrocious.
Okay, all right. We'll wrap things up. Did your West Ham
results?
We have Chelsea left. So, SHEGZ, what did you say for Arsenal West Ham?
2-1 to West Ham.
Yeah, I think West Ham will take. Okay, we'll move on to Chelsea. Everton.
I haven't heard Maranol's.
Listen, I think it's gonna be a cagey 1-1 draw, because West Ham struggled to score and Arsenal. They struggle to create for them to score a lot. So I just feel like one of those 1-1, like a corner kick goals for both you guys. And it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a really, really good game.
2-2.
Yeah. London derby, right? One of those
Chelsea,
London derbies.
Yeah,
it's always good.
2-1 West Ham. We'll move Chelsea, Everton. We should be slapping Everton, to be honest, but I think again we're going to make it hard.
But yeah, you need to stop saying that we should be slapping them, because every time you say that,
we have to be. What do you mean, bro?
Yeah, but every time you say that, we end up struggling. So just don't say that.
Because I know we're going to struggle, but we should.
Then why are you going to say we're going to slap them? It's just that we're going to struggle, and then we end up slapping them.
We should be doing. That's our ambition. We should be slapping teams.
Ahmed, you gotta say it with your chest, bro. Say it with your chest.
No. I'm superstitious and stuff when it comes to this. Because before the Leeds game, Bert's like, yeah, we're going to absolutely slap him and demolish him. And then look at that. Flipping struggling with Calvin Phillips and
Listen, I'll tell you why I said that, because Bielsa is like a pregnant woman. He has no plan. Okay? So he has no plan B. So we should be slapping.
Bro, he came out with plan A, B, C, D, E, F, all the way to C.
Yo, put respect to Bielsa's name, man. Put respect to Bielsa, man.
I give
him like Marco Bielsa, man. Put some
I think it's going to be
it.
a very difficult game, and we're going to struggle, and we're going to end up winning 3-0. Let's go, boys.
After all that, this guy says 3-0, huh? After all that. Jeez, man. I thought he was going to say 1-0, 2-0, 3-0.
No, Lukaku double incoming.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
man.
go 2-1, man, because I think we're not gonna dominate like we should be this game, especially because I don't think everyone will be back. The games come back too soon. So yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1 Chelsea. What do you guys think?
I'd say 2-0 Chelsea actually against Everton.
I feel the same way, 2-0. I think defensively you guys are too strong for Everton. Everton don't even have Calvert-Lewin or Lucas Digne, which is most of their attacks. So I see you guys 2-0 easy, comfy win.
Kunaal?
Yeah, I think it's either 2-1 or 2-0. I feel like Rich Allison has been doing pretty well, and yeah, I'll go 2-1 just to be different.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's it. Wrap things up. I think we covered everything. Looking forward to the UCL draw tomorrow. That should be fun.
Absolutely, that's exciting, man. Finally, Kunaal, are you excited for that?
You know, my weekdays are usually pretty busy, so I'm not sure I'm gonna be watching.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's nice to have that break. It's nice to have that midweek break. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure it is.
You'll have a midweek. You'll have a midweek break every game, man. Every game week.
But yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We'll be back again next week to cover the games. And peace, guys. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, peace out.